The cost of greatness is consistency, and the place where consistency lives is in your daily routine. You don't get in shape by going to the gym once a month and lifting as hard as you can. You get in shape by showing up day after day, even when it's raining, even when you're tired, even when it's inconvenient. You don't become a master of your craft by cramming for 10 hours the night before a big project. You become a master by studying, practicing, refining, tweaking, bit by bit, moment by moment. You don't become a trusted friend, parent, leader, or mentor in one grand gesture. You become one by showing up consistently, by being there when it matters, by proving through action that you are dependable. All of that, every ounce of it, is born in your routine. Let me tell you what separates those who rise from those who fall. It's not talent. It's not intelligence. It's not even ambition. It's the ability to design and stick to a routine that aligns with their highest goals. Talent may open the door. Intelligence may give you speed. Ambition may light the fire. But routine is what carries the flame when the winds blow strong. Routine is what keeps the fire burning through doubt, through fatigue, through setbacks and discouragement. Think about every great performer, every great thinker, every great leader. Behind their public success is a private system. Behind their glory is a grind. They have routines that ground them, routines that fuel them, routines that shape their thinking, guide their choices, and train their habits. They don't rise to the occasion. They fall to the level of their preparation. And that preparation is written into their routine. And that's the truth about life. You don't get what you want. You get what you're prepared for. You don't rise to your dreams. You rise to your habits. So if you're dreaming big, that's wonderful. But if your daily routine doesn't match your dream, then your dream is only a fantasy. A dream without routine is a wish. A dream with routine is a plan. And when you combine a plan with persistent daily effort, you're no longer dreaming. You're building. I've known people with big goals who never made progress because their routine was working against them. They talked about writing a book but never wrote a single page. They planned to launch a business but never carved out focused time. They said they wanted to get fit but kept skipping workouts. The vision was there, but the routine was missing. And when routine is missing, life drifts. And when you drift, you don't end up where you want. You end up where the currents take you. The best time to build a solid routine was yesterday. The next best time is today. Because time doesn't slow down for indecision. It doesn't pause for procrastination. It moves forward with or without you. Every day is a brick. And the way you stack those bricks, haphazardly or intentionally, will determine what kind of structure you live in 10 years from now. So, how do you craft a routine that supports your future? First, you've got to get clear about your values and your goals. What really matters to you? What are you trying to become? What kind of life do you want to live? Because your routine should not be a random collection of habits. It should be a carefully designed system that supports your ideal future. Once you're clear on your goals, break them down into small, manageable actions that can be repeated daily. If your goal is to write a book, your daily habit might be to write for 30 minutes every morning. If your goal is to get in shape, your routine might include a short workout before breakfast. If your goal is to deepen your relationships, you might schedule a time each day to call or message someone you care about. The key is repetition. The key is consistency. The key is to keep doing it until it becomes part of who you are. Don't wait for motivation. Build systems that carry you even when your energy is low. Set your environment up for success. Prepare your clothes the night before. Keep your journal on your nightstand. Schedule your workout like a meeting. Make your goals frictionless. Because when something is easy to do, you're more likely to do it. And when you do it enough times, it becomes automatic. That's when you're no longer relying on willpower. You're running on rhythm. Now here's something you must know. Your routine will be challenged. Life will interrupt you. Unexpected things will happen. That's why your routine needs to be resilient, not rigid. Don't let one bad day undo the whole system. Don't let a missed workout, a skipped reading, or a failed attempt make you quit. One bad day doesn't break your future, but quitting does. Be flexible enough to bend, but firm enough not to break. And remember, a good routine is not about perfection. It's about direction. If you're heading toward growth, health, contribution, mastery, and peace, then you're on the right track, even if you slip now and then. Progress is the goal, not flawless execution. Progress comes from showing up again and again, especially when you don't feel like it. Look at nature. The strongest trees don't grow overnight. They grow little by little, season by season. They go through storms, they lose some leaves, but because they are rooted, they keep growing. Your routine is your root. When the storms of life come, and they will, it's your routine that will keep you grounded. It's your routine that will keep you moving forward when everything else is trying to hold you back. And don't underestimate the power of your evening. How you end the day is just as important as how you begin it. A good evening routine helps you reset, it helps you reflect, it prepares you for rest, so you can wake up ready to build again. Turn off the noise, unplug from the chaos, slow down, read something that builds you, review your goals. Express gratitude. These simple actions done regularly can transform your inner world and eventually your outer world. Let me tell you what I've seen again and again. People who build successful lives don't rely on emotion. They rely on patterns. They don't wait until they feel like doing the right thing. They train themselves to do it whether they feel like it or not. The more they do, the more they feel like doing it. It's a beautiful cycle. Effort creates desire. Desire creates action. Action reinforces identity. Identity strengthens effort. It all starts with what you do daily. If you want to raise your confidence, establish a routine of small wins. Make your bed. Finish your reading. Keep your word. Every time you do what you said you would do, you reinforce your belief in yourself. Confidence doesn't come from compliments. It comes from self-integrity, from the quiet victories that nobody else sees but you. And here's something else. Your routine is contagious. It affects your family, your team, your community. If you show up disciplined, focused, and full of purpose, others feel it. They draw strength from it. They begin to adopt it. But if you show up scattered, reactive, and unfocused, that energy spreads too. You're not just building your future, you're influencing the futures of those around you. That's why your routine is not just a personal matter. It's a legacy decision. What you do every day creates the culture of your home, the atmosphere of your business, the example you set for your children. You are teaching with your routine, whether you realize it or not. So if you want to change your life, don't start with grand resolutions. Start with your calendar. Look at how you're spending your hours. Are they aligned with your values? Are they supporting your growth? Or are they being drained by distraction, noise, and urgency? Reclaim your time. Restructure your day. Rebuild your habits. Because your life is not built in the future, it's built in the now. And here's the reward. You don't have to wait years to feel the difference. Once you align your routine with your vision, you'll feel a change almost immediately. You'll feel it in your energy, in your clarity, in your confidence. Because nothing feels better than living in alignment. Nothing feels more powerful than knowing that every day, in small but significant ways, you are building something that matters. Your routine gives you something the world cannot take away. It gives you internal stability. When everything around you is uncertain, you still know who you are, what you're about, and what your next step is. That kind of clarity is rare, and it's priceless. So take this seriously. Your future self is depending on you. 10 years from now, you'll either thank yourself or you'll regret the days you wasted. And it won't be because of one massive failure or one missed opportunity. It will be because of the days you lived without direction, the mornings you squandered, the nights you drifted, the choices you left to chance instead of intention. Don't let that be your story. Let your story be one of daily discipline, of intentional design, of quiet, relentless progress. Let your story be that you took ownership of your routine, and by doing so, you took ownership of your life. Because the secret has never changed. The people who build extraordinary lives aren't the luckiest, the loudest, or the most gifted. They are the ones who understand that their future is hidden, not in a sudden breakthrough, but in their quiet, consistent, determined daily routine. And while most people are waiting for the perfect moment to begin, those who understand the power of daily routine begin wherever they are, with whatever they have. They don't wait for the alarm clock of opportunity to ring. They set their own alarm clock and get up before it goes off. They don't wait for everything to feel right. They create right conditions by right habits. You see, discipline is not something you're born with. It's something you build. Like a muscle, it gets stronger the more you train it. Every time you choose action over procrastination, you're exercising that muscle. Every time you choose intention over distraction, you're shaping that discipline. And little by little, that discipline becomes your superpower. You must understand, the average life is not the result of one poor decision. The average life is the result of a poor routine. It's waking up without purpose. It's rushing through the day with no clarity. It's defaulting to comfort instead of choosing growth. It's letting entertainment steal the hours meant for development. It's trading long-term gain for short-term pleasure over and over again until you forget what the dream even looked like. But you can turn it around, because you have control over your day. You might not control the weather, the news, the economy, or how others behave, but you do control how you start your morning, how you speak to yourself, what you prioritize, what you feed your mind, and where you spend your energy. And that power, once recognized, becomes the steering wheel of your future. You can tell where a person is headed not by what they say, but by what they do daily. Talk is cheap, but habit is truth. If someone says they want to be financially free, but they spend more than they earn and never invest, you already know where they're headed. If someone says they want a strong relationship, but never take the time to listen, encourage, and connect, you already know the outcome. If someone says they want to master a skill, but avoid the daily grind of practice, the result is no mystery. And if you say you want to grow, become, expand, and contribute, then your routine must echo that desire. Otherwise, it's just noise. The danger of drifting is that it feels normal. It feels harmless. You scroll a little longer. You snooze one more time. You skip the reading. You push back the plan. And nothing crashes immediately. Life doesn't fall apart in a day. That's why it's deceptive. You think you're getting away with it. But days become weeks, and weeks become months. And eventually you wake up in a reality you never intended to build. That's why urgency is necessary. Not panic, but urgency. A firm awareness that time is moving and so must you. That today is not a rehearsal. That every moment is an investment, and your returns are based on your rhythm. Let me tell you something important. Motivation is not enough. Motivation is emotional. It fluctuates. It's like weather, sunny one day, cloudy the next. But systems, routines, structures, those are stable. They don't care how you feel. They just do their job. That's why champions don't rely on inspiration. They rely on execution. They follow their schedule, not their mood. They let discipline lead and let emotion follow. They don't ask, do I feel like it? They ask, what's on the plan? They've removed the debate by creating a routine that decides for them. And what happens when you do that? You create momentum. And momentum is magic. It makes hard things. Structure over chaos. Discipline over emotion. That's the essence of a winning routine. And don't underestimate the power of simplicity. A powerful routine doesn't have to be complicated. It just has to be consistent. Simple actions, done daily, create profound results. A glass of water in the morning, 10 minutes of silence, writing your top 3 priorities, moving your body, feeding your mind. These don't require special talent, but they yield extraordinary impact when practiced consistently. And when you start living this way, something changes inside you. You walk taller, you think clearer, you act bolder, because you're no longer living by default, you're living by design. You're no longer reacting to life, you're directing it. You're no longer wishing for a better future, you're working for it. And that sense of ownership, that sense of agency, changes everything. You begin to trust yourself more. You begin to like yourself more, because you see that you can count on you. You become your own ally instead of your own saboteur. You're no longer stuck in cycles of regret and self-doubt. You're moving, you're growing, you're becoming. And all of that started not with a grand transformation, but with a single decision to take your daily routine seriously. So the question isn't whether you have potential. You do. The question isn't whether you have goals. You probably do. The question is, does your daily routine reflect your deepest priorities? Are you living in alignment with your vision? Are you using each day as the sacred opportunity it is, because time is your most precious asset? You can earn more money, you can gain new skills, but you can never get your time back. And the tragedy is not that life is short. The tragedy is that we waste so much of it, not in big ways, but in small, consistent ways, in distractions, in excuses, in avoidance. But just as it's possible to waste time slowly, it's also possible to build a great life slowly. A moment at a time, a step at a time, a routine at a time. That's the invitation in front of you. To stop waiting for a breakthrough and start building your rhythm. To stop chasing miracles and start creating systems. To stop hoping your future will improve and start living in a way that guarantees it will. Because the future is not an accident, it's a result. And your daily routine is the blueprint, so take ownership of your hours. Guard them like gold. Design them with care. Invest them with wisdom. And one day, not far from now, you'll look around and see a life that reflects the values you held, the vision you believed in, and the habits you practiced. Not because you got lucky. Not because you were the exception, but because you honored the truth that your future is hidden in your daily routine.